What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Balatro video. You're probably not used to in-person intros, but I figured one was appropriate for this video in particular, and also, I can't fit the office chair in between my desk and the green screen, so standing desk intro, hell yeah, just pretend I'm Raffle, it'll be fine. First off, I know I'm like super late to the party. I think like a week and a half late to the party at the time of recording, probably 2 weeks or more at the time of posting, but thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. It means the world to me that so many people out there like my content enough to want to drop a sub, so again, thank you to each and every one of you guys. Next goal is the big 1K, of course, and it's the way things are looking, it's like just around the corner, which is awesome, to say the very least. I wanted to do a special sort of run for 500 subs, and so I engineered a challenge using Balatro's Pokemon mod. The Pokemon mod is a mod that adds Pokemon cards as your Jokers, each with their own unique effects, as well as the ability to evolve after playing a certain number of rounds with them or using a certain consumable or what have you. Before I was a Balatro creator, I did my fair share of Pokemon Nuzlocks, as the OGs on this channel might remember. And Pokemon Nuzlocke is just a challenge made to make Pokemon a lot more difficult. For those of you who aren't familiar with Pokemon, probably like newer subs to the channel, essentially with the way vanilla Pokemon is designed, there is not really any sort of skill ceiling whatsoever. If you lose a battle, your team gets entirely healed, and you can go back to the battle that you lost and just keep playing it over and over and over and over and over again until you eventually win. Nuzlocke is designed to give the game a lose condition. A hardcore Nuzlocke is designed, obviously, to make the game even harder than that. So think of a Nuzlocke, maybe in Balatro terms, as red stake, and a hardcore Nuzlocke as gold stake. For starters, instead of having free reign over what Pokemon you catch and use for the game, in a Nuzlocke you can only catch the first Pokemon you see in any given area. And obviously, as is the case with Jokers in Balatro, not all Pokemon are created equally, and so this rule can force you to use either Pokemon that you're not used to using at all, or maybe just even like straight up bad Pokemon. For my Balatro hardcore Nuzlocke, I decided to interpret this rule as we are only allowed to pick up the first Joker that we see in any given shop. If we see two Jokers at the same time, whether it be just naturally in the shop or Buffoon Pack gives us a lineup of Jokers, we have to pick the leftmost as our one to use. Right off the bat, this limitation of our Joker selection makes assembling any kind of strategy incredibly difficult, but this isn't even the most oppressive rule of the challenge. Next up in a Nuzlocke, if a Pokemon that you have on your team faints in battle, it's considered dead. You can't ever heal it back up, you can't use it in battle ever again, you just have to release it back into the wild, it's gone forever. In a traditional Pokemon run, this rule is devastating. It adds the loss condition, as if you lose all of your available Pokemon, you obviously don't have any more, the run's over, you gotta start over. But for the Balatro Nuzlocke, it's fairly modest, it doesn't really do that much. I interpret it as if a Joker for whatever reason leaves our lineup, so like if it's destroyed or if we sell it, essentially, we can't use it or any of its evolutionary counterparts for the rest of the run. So if we sell like a Machop, for instance, we can't use Machop, Machoke, or Machamp for the rest of the run. It's oppressive, but like usually if we're selling a Joker, 9 times out of 10 we don't care about using it in the future anyway, so it's not like a huge deal. And also with the encounter restriction, the odds that we find that particular Joker again are like astronomically not in our favor, so it's restrictive, but it doesn't matter as much as some of the other rules. An optional rule that 9 out of 10 Nuzlockes will use is Dupes Clause, just to add more variety to the run. It's essentially just a fun method of playing. If you find a Pokemon that you already have on your team, you get to find a different Pokemon for that area. So if I am carrying a Rattata and I walk into the grass to grab my encounter and it's another Rattata, I just get to re-roll the encounter for that area. I don't get a second Raticate. I don't get a second Rattata, I don't lose out on an encounter, I just get to go again. The way I decided to interpret this for Balatro is just strict no duplicate Jokers. So if I get 2 copies of the same Joker, that can't happen. We have to like sell one or whatever. Notably, this makes Ankh one of my favorite spectral cards, if not my favorite spectral card, really bad here, which is kind of sad, but you know, it is what it is. That's like one of the only instances where this really matters. Okay, now those are the base Nuzlocke rules. On to the additional rules for a hardcore Nuzlocke. In Pokemon, you always have the option of using a healing item on your Pokemon instead of attacking. Hardcore Nuzlockes remove the ability for you to do this, because with enough items at your disposal and a defensive enough Pokemon, you could, in theory, just infinitely heal the Pokemon on your team and just win every battle with like little to no risk involved. So hardcore Nuzlockes remove this. How I interpreted the no items in battle rule is no consumables in blinds. So any consumables that I grab, they have to be used in the shop. This obviously makes enhancement cards much worse as a whole, since we can never use them on any particular hand that we want to play in a given blind. Maybe we need mult cards to win in a certain blind. We can't enhance the mult cards in the blind. We have to do it in the shop, which essentially just makes it random as opposed to a guaranteed chance of drawing those mult cards. And notably, we also have to buy booster packs to use our consumables. So every consumable essentially costs more money to use when you're not using it in a blind, which is bad, but it's not like the worst thing in the world, right? The last rule is the most oppressive for Balatro specifically. Another big remover of difficulty in Pokemon games is the fact that given enough time, in theory, you could get one of your Pokemon to the maximum level at the very beginning of the game, and then just muscle your way through the entire game using only that Pokemon. It would take a very large and like unrealistic amount of time, but in theory, that would be the most optimal way to play this Nuzlocke challenge. Therefore, hardcore Nuzlocks place in effect a level cap. Whatever the next boss fight is, usually a gym leader except for the Gen 7 games, you can't level your Pokemon past their highest team members' levels. So for example, if you're starting up Fire Red, you couldn't scale any of your Pokemon past Brock's level 14 Onix. For Balatro, I decided to interpret the level cap as a cap on hands for each blind. So if we ever score high enough to see flames, meaning we scored enough points to beat the blind in one hand, we have to immediately reset. The other rules are certainly difficult. They're not like, easy rules to play with. But out of the 7 or 8 attempts I think I had before getting a win in my first stream tackling this challenge, precisely one of them died to natural scaling. The rest died to the no flames rule. Not being able to one-shot, especially with random Joker selection, is not only a huge detriment to your early game economic situation, you have to use 2 hands at the very least, so you're not making as much money, but it's also really difficult just to not one-shot in the early game. If you get any plus mult Jokers, you essentially just have to play pairs and high cards to not just immediately have to reset by hitting flames. Now for the challenge, this was my first stream playing the challenge, so I wasn't even really sure that it was going to be possible. I assumed that it would be, but I wasn't entirely sure, and I am even less confident in my ability to one-tap the challenge. So I just wanted it to be the easiest that I could make it with that rule set. So during this stream, I played it on White Stake, and additionally, I decided to use the Trainer deck, which is the most basic Pokemon exclusive deck that the mod itself adds. It provides you with the Good Rod voucher, which allows you to see 1 extra card in all of the booster packs that you open, as well as the Pokeball consumable, which is essentially just a Judgment card, but for the Pokemon mod. And I allowed myself to use that Pokeball consumable before playing any blinds in a given run, and that was my starter Pokemon for that run. The challenge is still a work in progress, obviously, and something that I would love, bigger creators in the space to latch onto and maybe make a video or 2 on. So I will most likely continue to run it myself and improve on, what I want the rule set to be for the future. Notably, I didn't know that shiny Pokemon were a thing in this mod. There's a new treatment called shiny, so I want to add shiny clause, which is literally just if you find a shiny Joker, it's fair game. And the shiny Jokers are the treatment doesn't do that much, so I don't think it would completely break the game, but I'm still not sure about that yet. I'll have to test it in future streams. If you have any suggestions watching this video, feel free to leave a comment, obviously, on what you think I should change, add, subtract, whatever. And furthermore, if you like what you see here, call to action, consider subscribing for daily Balatro content. It helps support the channel and gets us closer to that aforementioned 1,000 subscriber goal. Thank you guys so much for watching, and without further ado, let's get into the winning run. Pop the Pokeball, Jinx. Bruh. That doesn't do anything for us right now, but could be interesting. 20, yeah, this doesn't win. Nice. Probably the best start we could have had. $5. Nidoran is score, so we kind of have to take it. Okay. Okay. That works for me. I love how I made J rare. What's the significance of J being oh. It just hit me. It just hit me. Pichu is not a good take here. Pichu probably kills us because we have really bad scoring as it is. Yeah. Just do that. Try to find all the queens early on. Smash like if you're a queen. 2 hundo. 2 hundo. Not quite 2 hundo. Tragedy. More than 2 hundo. Tragedy. All right, whatever. I don't need money anyway. Gloom. We'll cop a gloom. We'll cop a gloom. Helps with like pairs. Even high card is like not that bad now. Nice. Nidoran about to evolve. $6 cash out. We'll cop a Magikarp because it's literally $2. And then let's cop a Planet Pack. I'm just playing high card now. You can't stop me. Can't stop addicted to the shindig. Am I right or am I right? Smash like. I didn't even notice that that would do that. I guess I should like actually pay attention. Nah. Okay. Litwick's pretty bad here, but I think it's more consistent than Gloom. So we can't use Gloom now. We have a Litwick. I had to put you in the middle of all these goofballs. Must play 5 cards, huh? That is completely fine by me. Okay. I think Litwick, obviously it scores much lower, but it's more consistent for like not just overscaling and dying immediately. So I think we'll just take it. Corsola. +3 mult for each enhanced card in your full deck. Create a basic water joker if scoring hand contains 5 enhanced cards. This is not that bad. Excuse me. We could take this. I don't mind this. Scales better than Litwick. Could scale it with Litwick for right now because it has Let's take it for right now. Litwick can also siphon off of it for the time being, which is like not bad. Let's take it. Small blind, ante 3. Piss poor hand. Discard for queens. Excuse me. Okay, perfect. Don't flame me. Nice. $7 sell value. 1 in 4 chance for each played 9 to create a tarot card when scored. So magic 9 ball. Huge. Where's the leftovers when you need one? Am I right or am I right? Smash like. Pop a Hermie. Let's re-roll. I don't mind scaling Uranus here. Is it that good though? I don't know. Let's just re-roll. Yikes. Not great. It's all right. Look for pairs. I rather like that. I forgot how splash worked. Lucky for me, we're fine. Jinx not doing a damn thing so far. That's okay. We don't really need it to until later on when we have like money. Kind of like Ariados over Nidorina. No, I don't. Especially not with Jinx. Never mind. That was stupid. Why do I even open my mouth, bro? I'm just kidding. Okay, this is where we could potentially enhance some stuff. That's completely fine with me. The more we hit with that, the scarier it gets. So that is fine by me, chat. I'm gonna copy you. Hearts are debuffed. Go for queens, please. I want to see how much we score off a pair with our new mult. Okay, I think we're fine with just playing. Let's play a 3 of a kind because it's debuffed anyway, so it's kind of like a pair. Okay. Can't use Vileplume or Blossom because we sold Gloom. Just trying to like keep that in the back of my mind. I like Matchup for the +1 hand. Can get rid of Nidorina. I don't think it's that necessary. Let's just not get rid of anything for Matchup. I like the purple seal. Do I though? I think I like gold better. Synergizes with Corsola and with Jinx eventually. Let's do this. And then let's do this so that I don't have to enhance anything anymore. Because that's kind of a scary prospect. Don't think that voucher really matters. Yeah. Okay, let's go next. Made the letter jokers A through I. Nice. It's good progress, man. I'll be happy to see that mod when it comes out. Survey says. Okay. Keep up with the modest scoring. I'm gonna discard you because I'm shit scared that I'm gonna get flames. $9 cash out. Let's rip an Arcana pack. I like Temperance. Let's rip a Arcana pack. Take Great Ball. I think we just enhance. Let's do like mult cards because we kind of don't care about those since we already have like a decent amount of mult. Reroll. There's Munchlax too. It's pretty powerful. Not great cards, all things considered, but that's okay. I'm just going to discard for at least one queen before I get too freaky. See, this is where we have to be careful. Okay, we would have been fine with 2 queens. That's all right. That's all right. We have the hands. We have the hands. Just play high card. Magikarp about to evolve. What is Gyarados about to do, dude? Had to carry this dude for like so long. Energy don't do a damn thing. Pop a Moonstone. on like pair, I guess. Just to evolve Nidorina for no particular reason. I like gold cards. The water kind of blows. Okay. All right, now we're locked because we have one queen. Nice. So we get Gyarados, which is times 2.5 mult. And Nidoqueen is +1 hand size. Each queen held in hand gives 85 chips. Gyarados is way too powerful for right now. Gyarados is way too powerful. We gotta sell, little bro. I'm sorry. After 20 scoring cards, upgrade level of next played poker hand. We'll just bring you on the team for no particular reason. I like gold cards as our enhancements because they don't add anything to our score except for Corsola value. I guess we'll just do this for the same reason. Let's go next. Play a pair. Survey says 5K. About high card. High card, no splash. Damn near 5K as well. Man, Shoot the Moon with chips kind of going crazy. Oh wait, we can have Litwick Zuck the Spearow. Kind of forgot that I could do that. Let's just start scaling Pluto arbitrarily. Let's try and get Jinx up to... Yeah, this is fine. Up to where it procs. Pocket Pack. Could grab a Twisted Spoon. We could grab Shiny Stone. I don't think is really that great. Could make a Steel King. Okay. Go next. Just play high card. Nice. Waiting to see those flames. Waiting to see those flames. All right, Spearow, get out of here. So what can't I use? Let me like write this down because I've sold those guys. So that's the rules of the run. Okay, Jinx is about to be online after I grab me this gold card, which is pretty good. Let's pop a Hermit because I don't feel the need for much more Corsola value right now. Dawnstone kind of bad. I guess it's, I mean, it's money positive, so we'll just do that. The wheel, I think, is a big who cares, depending on what happens with it. Okay, let me try and draw into some queens. Let me try and get one more. That's fine. And this has to be first hand of round, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. Litwick is done zucking on the Kakuna. So Kakuna line gets added to the list. Let's rotate you out and let's put in Tarantula. Standard pack, we don't really care about opening anymore because we've hit Jinx threshold. Oh, wait, no, we haven't hit Jinx threshold. That's kind of wild. Moonstone action. Nope, of course. Okay, we need one more standard pack hit for Jinx. Let's just do this. Okay, now we get the Jinx hand size, which is pretty nice. What the hell? Oh, hazards. I'm stupid. Okay. We get the seal here. Let me discard some stuff. Try and find those queens. And gold. But mostly queens. If I'm keeping it a stack. Any queens at all. No queens? No, that's not a thing that happens. We might be cooked, chat. What does this do? Planet card. I don't think that matters. Ship it. Okay, there's a queen and a holographic stone card. I think we're fine now that we have a singular queen. Yeah, okay. Chillin'. We get some gold procs. Litwick is done zucking on the Tarantula. I don't think Bonsly really does anything for us. Let's grab the standard pack and just, like, hope for queens. Meh. I'm going to sell the grass energy, too, because that's not really doing anything for us, unfortunately. Because we want to get out of Tarantula. Okay, let's copy a queen. Bruh. It's fine. Okay, we have a queen this time. High card, ship it. 12k. Beat this, beat this. This is the win, this is the win. Venus does not matter. Does not matter. I guess let's just keep... What do? You give us more chips. Hold that thought. I'm gonna keep Tarantula. Just because he's gonna evolve and then cell value will be like upgraded, and then Litwick will evolve after that. Okay. Let's Fool for a Pluto, I guess. That works. Hydrate, give me 5 seconds and then I'm on it. Appreciate you being on top of that. Needle probably kills unless we find an assload of queens. So let's just discard down and try to do that. Okay. Ship this because we can get energy for it. Actually, let's ship this so that we guaranteed win. Actually, we can do both. Again, we're disregarding the flames rule for Needle, obviously, because it's Needle. And if we don't get flames, we die. Okay. Huge. Okay, let me hydrate, let me hydrate. Thank you, Afflictions. Also, I've not been paying attention to YouTube chat, so if there's anybody in YouTube chat, I apologize. Kita, I'm so sorry. I've not had YouTube chat up. Every time I click on like Twitch to do something, it tabs out. I'm so sorry. Welcome in though. Technically the 500 sub stream? Yes, yes, yes. Even though I'm nearly at 600, yeah. It's a little late. It's a little late. That's okay though. Okay, Spidops is gonna get zucked by Litwick. Wait, this is actually kind of nuts. Maybe we keep this for like... I think we keep Spide Ops, actually. As wild as that sounds. Grass energy is terrible. Earth is not good. Let's do this. I figured I was tucked away. I'm so sorry. Okay, leftovers is pretty hot here. Let's do this. Arcana pack. Hermie. Take Tarot Merchant. Bro says does nothing. Self-destructs on reroll. That is absolutely wild. Now I'm curious what Dunsparce does. Okay. Let's go next. Copy the hazards. Discard down for queens. Did I already grab Wasteful? I did. So now we just want Recyclomancy, or whatever it is, for more discards. There's a queen. Get rid of our steel. Since this is not doing that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We get 3 blue seals. Not that we are going to need more than 1, but it's a little bit funny. Actually, we don't get any because of the pink seal. Wait. I think we want blue seals more than we want pink seals. Just because the pink seal has not been doing shit for us. That was almost curtains. That was almost curtains. That's actually scary. That was almost not good. Okay, Lampent. Adds double this Joker's sell value to Molt. Wait, we actually didn't want that to evolve. Because now this is going to get us to flame territory. Evolves with a Duskstone. I mean, I kind of want to evolve this just to see what it does, but like we're probably selling it afterward. Could actually use the steel energy. I don't know if we're getting flames that easily though. I don't know about that. I guess we're only getting flame. How many queens did we have when we were getting flames? We had like 3 or 4, right? I don't know. Wild cards, we don't care. Bonus cards, we don't care. Glass cards, we don't care. Kings, we don't care. Let's use that. Plus 110 chips. Okay, that's not bad. Duskstone. Damn. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. 4 queens? Okay. So that's not that bad. Water energy is flying a bit close to the sun. We could Terra Orb. Could sell Lampent and Great Ball or sell Corsola and Great Ball. I don't know how good that is. I'm just gonna skip Loki. Mercury ain't really doing nothing for us right now. Let's do... Oh, I can't use this in battle. Damn! Alright, whatever. Let's test out how much score we get with Lampent and 1 queen. Okay, 1 queen and we get 20k. So let's just keep 1 queen. Two gold triggers. Creates a steel copy of a selected card. We could use that on a queen. That is, again, flying a bit close to the sun, though, for at this point in the game. Crap. I don't think any of these are worth. I'm gonna use leftovers while we're in the shop. Celestial pack. Pretty dog shit, I'm not gonna lie. It's okay, though. Let's go next. Play only one hand type. You don't got to tell me twice. I'm playing high cards exclusively. Okay. Don't play the queen. 20k hand. Just play all of our hands. We get income back on... I'm discarding you because I don't want to go into flames. We probably don't, but I'm just shit scared of it happening. $10. We'll grab Overstock for literally no reason. Let's take a standard pack. These are all garbage. Let's take a look in here. Steel queens. That's throwing. It's fine though, because we can always just discard. We have 4 discards. Playing pretty much exclusively high cards anyway. Can we beat 100k blind? I'm going to keep a steel queen in hand and see how that works out. Ace high, steel queen, 24k. So let me calc this real quick, just so I don't like die, right? Our high card right now is 55 chips. We get an additional 110 off of having a queen in our hand and no other bonuses that I can tell. I'm correctamundo there. So our chips are always 165 with 1 queen. 165 times 36 plus 93. So it'd be 165 times 129. Which gives us roughly 21k, which sounds about right. And it's a bit, it's like 175 times 129 because we're playing face cards on average, which gets us 22k. That about tracks. If we add another queen to that equation, it goes from 175 times 129 to 285 times 129. That's 36k. Okay, we're still chilling if we have 2 queens. Times 1.5 for steel card, true. It's only the times 1.5 to the 5, or to the whatever mult is on the Pluto though. So like it's not, that's negligible. Take the temperance. So, in other words, 2 queens does not one-tap any of these blinds, and it gives us enough points to win. We don't have any multiplicative jokers either, so Amber Acorn is literally just a huge nothing burger right here. This is a pretty good spot for us to be in. I think this is going to be our first W of the night. Only took 4 hours. Metal, I don't want to screw with our numbers. So I'm not going to metal energy. Okay. Let's look for 1 queen. Nice. Ace high, 1 queen, or 2 queens, 40k. That is completely fine. And like I said, Amber Acorn does not matter. Plus 6 hazards every 4th card held in hand gives times 1.4 mult. That's kind of funny. Golet's a silly little guy, bro. We need more Golet love. Skipping, I don't care. Planet pack. Dog. Could pop a metal energy. I don't want to, dude, I don't want to mess with our deck. We've gotten this far. I don't want to like over level and be sad. Amber Acorn, yeah, there's none of our... Dude, I'm like getting in my own head about this. Amber Acorn doesn't matter. As long as we have only 2 queens in our hand. We know our scoring, and the order of our jokers doesn't matter for said scoring. If I don't draw 2 queens here on 4 discards, I'm actually going to lose it. Okay, we have 2 queens. Play the high card. 44k. Play the high card. 44k. Play the high card. 44k. Oh my god, dude, that took forever. Oh. 4 hours in, we Nuzlocked Balatro on white stake. Huge. Oh my god, dude, that was actually so stupid. I enjoyed that quite a bit, though. That's a fun challenge. I like that. Chat, we might have to bring that back for a future stream.